we go. Nick Buckley, MBE, sent me a message, and I told him I'd meet him for a chat. And I don't even. I've been at work about 60 hours this week. I don't even remember when this happened. Let me just message him. I've been out painting a fence. I went to pick a firearm up. I did about 60 hours at work this week. I've had a bit of a mare. To be honest, I don't know how I find the time to do YouTube, to be honest. I guess it's a wonderful talent to be able to talk absolute bollocks constantly at short notice with very little preparation. So he messaged me at 10:13. It's now 11:07. I was out. Totally forgot about this. What time are we supposed to be doing it again? If it's in the next half hour, I'll have to bin this live stream early. And then I'll go and jump in with him. How about I wrap up and we start at midday? Let's have a look. Apologies, I completely forgot. I've had about 24 things on this week. This is thrilling content, isn't it? Anyway, I'll tell you what, I'll have a drink. When you drink, your memory gets better. So this will solve all my problems, definitely. And because people always ask, today's drink of choice is Lucky Launch Day Lager by Starbase Brewing Company. I really should start getting sponsorships from alcohol companies. Noon is in the UK time, 8 p.m, right? It's pretty good. In fact, that's exceptional. That's about, basically it's like Peroni or something. Lager's lager, innit? There's only, to be honest, a lot of snobby people. There's like coffee snobs and beer snobs. With lager, there's only two in there. There's either good lager or shite lager. Both of them are acceptable. I mean, if you're in a pinch, you'll drink anything, won't you? Let me just share a screen. What have I got on? Not the one with Nick. There we go. And I'll wrap up this conversation with him. Wait there. Bosh. Perfect. See you at 8 p.m. Okay, so I'll have to wrap up by 8 p.m. I'm going to talk to Nick Buckley. Okay, there's shit all over the screen. Hang on, let me sort that out. And then go to the chat. Who's in now then? Crikey, loads is already. Ams is all right. How you doing, Jay? Davey Barker, Sound, Steve Ricker, evening. Jack London, thank you for moderating, Jack. Who else is in? Richie Wesley, Steve Ricker, Stu Brown, Derek McManus, and Carl Burton's in. Yeah, basically there's Carlin and Shite Lager, and then there's like... Although, no, you know what? I think I'd put a third category. A third category is shite foreign lager that's actually better than shite British lager, because when I was a nipper, we used to always drink Orangy Boom, and I fucking loved Orangy Boom, me. Absolutely banging drink. I'd definitely rather drink a can of Orangy Boom than Carlin Black Label. I remember when I was on a Dutch ship with here we are, gives a shout Bootneck. There you are, Kenny, you can have one as well, even though you're not green, which makes you more important. And he said, no, it's not pronounced Orangy Boom, it's Harango Bomb or whatever. I was like, okay, sounds a bit confusing. But their cheap shitty lager is better than our cheap shitty lager. But yeah, this is good gigging. It sort of tastes like, what's it called? Lucky Launch Day Lager, Starbase Brewing Company. A mate at work got me a case of it. But yeah, they're all more or less the same, aren't they? Just tastes like Peroni or... What else do I like out here? Stella, you know what's weird? Here's some drinking advice. I know this isn't really a drinking show, but let's do it because I drink a lot. If it says on a can, brewed under license, it's piss. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. The reason something becomes a big phenomenon is because it's exceptional. But it's always because of the exact mineral content of the water and the soil in the region it's from. Because when they used to import Stella, when I was a young bootneck, right, in like 2001, the best place to drink lager in Exmouth was the Strand, and they did a hoofing pint of Stella. It was nectar. It was proper strong. You used to get you mortled. And we used to always pile in the Strand on Saturdays. We used to go in. The halcyon days of yore, I used to love it. When my old mate Clemmy, who's passed away now, we used to always go in. I used to stay at his house. We used to go in on a Saturday at 11 o'clock, as soon as it opened. We knew everyone in there, all the locals. We used to drink for an hour. Then we used to go and put loads of bets on. And then because the bookies was literally like 2 yards away, so it was in Exmouth. And then put loads of bets on. We'd all put an accumulator on. And then watch the noon game, and then watch all the 3 o'clock games on Soccer Saturday. And go on the lash all day, basically, and then be mortaled in bed for about 11 o'clock. I occasionally go to Sam's, but once I got past about 26, I was like, I grew out of nightclubs quite fast. I like getting pissed with middle-aged men now. And Stella was mint. And then the last time I was home, I was drinking it, and now the difference is on the side of the can it says brewed in the UK under license, and it's piss. So this is what I tell everyone: the UK makes fantastic beer. Best in the world. English beer is the best in the world. I miss it more than anything. I miss English beer like an old dead relative. That's how much I miss proper English beer. So when you're in England, drink English beer. It's a godsend. Drink real ale. I love I like London Pride, ESB, all the bitters. What else is mint? Doom Bar's nice. I like Ruddle's Best in Wetherspoons, $1.99 a pint. Bellissimo. Also, the pint, as we all know, affects the flavour. That's why when you get a free pint, it tastes better than one you bought. There's loads of good real ale. I love Bombardier. Love a pint of Bombardier. Dark Mild from the Rudgate Brewery. Landlord, Tim Taylor. Now there is some fantastic beer. If you're in the UK, you don't need to be drinking shite. Sammy Smith's Old Faithful. Nut Brown Ale from Sammy Smith, Nectar. So drink the local stuff. And the shit that they export, don't. Like, if you're in Belgium, drink the Stella. I went to Leuven, best place I've ever been on the piss. Went to Leuven, mint Stella. Ship it out and brewed under license in Wolverhampton by a load of Puma trackies. Not good Stella. It was the same here. When I first came to the States, Stella was always imported. Like, while they're trying to build the brand, they import it. Because I remember they were now making it under license in about 2008 or whatever, and I bought some Stella out here, and it was nectar. And they were importing it all. And then now they brew it out here under license, because I had a can on the plane last week, and it was piss. And then I looked on the side. Sure enough, brewed under license in California. Sapporo, when I went to Japan, Kirin Ichiban and Asahi and all them good lagers the Japanese make. And then you come to California and I saw a can. I went, oh, nice one, I'll have a can of that. And then I drink it. It's piss. Look at the side. Brewed Kirin Ichiban, brewed under license in Canada. The brew under license, it's piss. So that's what you do. If you're in Belgium, drink the Belgian gear. If you're in Spain, drink the Spanish gear. If you're lucky enough to live in England, drink all the real ale and the bitter. It's absolutely nectar. And if you're in California, drink all the shit we make. Some of it's all right these days. American beer's got a reputation it doesn't really deserve. After the last 10 years, they make some good stuff. Yeah, that's what I said in it. Rudgate Ruby Mild. It was dead popular when I was living in York. Lovely pint. And you look at it through the glass. It looks black almost. And when you hold it up the fire, it's a lovely deep red. It's a nectar pint. I used to drink that when I lived in York. Richard Wesley has given me £2 because everybody knows you can get 8 Ace for £2. Didn't it used to be $2.49 in the Viz? $2.49 from the local Indian shop. But you're a lass. You're a lass, Rich. When you're a bloke, that's what your kite's for. Real ale never fills me up. I can have 12 pints of real ale on a day out. Anyway, so drink the local gear. Don't know why we talked about booze for 10 minutes, but there you are. Loads of good news to talk about. Shall we, you know what? I think I prefer the owl. Shall I keep the BBC Spews banner or just go back to the generic one? Because I think you can't see. There's a bit too much shit on the screen on my end here. What do you reckon? Keep that? Or go back to that? At least you can see my Yorkshire picture there. Anyway, who cares? I'm keeping that because I can actually see a bit more. So, yeah, there's loads of good stuff happening this week. Loads of weaponised cringe. I can go through my Twitter feed to point at some of it. You're losing hair at an alarming rate. You look like that Somalian influencer. You know who he's talking about. Have you seen him? No, he looks like Robocop with... He's bald up to about there, him. It's like he shaved it to there. Basically, that is what a Robocop is. In the car, it's a traditional thing. If you're having an argument about something and you're making a point, you say eyebrows. And that means if you can't prove it to be true, you'll shave your eyebrows off. And if you really want to make the point, you say Robocop. And that is, if you can't prove it, all right, you shave it all up. You shave your eyebrows and your hair, like to your crown, basically. And I remember when we were in Iraq, one of the lads had a Robocop it because he said that he would like his car could do some inane speed. And he said he was going to prove it. And he Robocopped it. And then he was like on the sat phone trying to get like his brother to send him, I don't know, like video footage or something. And in the end, Robocop saw this DOC lost his rag because the media was there talking to him and this bloke walks past in the background looking fully Robocop, looking like a raving lunatic. And he was like, I don't want blokes walking past the BBC media team looking like they've got some sort of bizarre sexual fetish. So that's what a Robocop. But yeah, I'm definitely not getting as bad as a Robocop. That's not losing hair. That's called cutting your hair, you lunatic. Last week I had too much hair. I shaved my head. Yeah, I reckon I've receded a good few inches, and I've definitely got an egg in the bun. But I've not lost my hair. This isn't a result of some like alopecia. I just got my wife to shave my head last night. What's your t-shirt, AB? I'm glad you asked because you can buy one if you look in the description. That's my Alan Snack Bar t-shirt. Established 610 AD. Eat, enjoy, explode. Everybody knows. I'll tell you what, I've actually sold now. I think I've sold about, and if you can't tell, that's a waffle with a turban on. Because I just pinched the waffle off like, I don't know, some free website and then did the rest of the art myself. I've sold about, honestly, I don't know the exact numbers. I think I've sold about 100 Alan Snack Bar t-shirts since I started making them. So I'm pleased with that. I've got some traction with that. There's going to be a few people wandering around with the old Alan Snack Bar t-shirts on now. In fact, you know what that reminds me? I'll do a giveaway because I've got loads of them. Who's recently joined the channel as a member? I'll pick someone out at random. In fact, you know what? Richard Wesley, you can have it. You can be £2. How's that sound? Richard Wesley, send an email to mattyrm@gmail.com with your address and your details on, and I'll send you an Alan Snack Bar t-shirt in honour of this glorious day. All right, you're welcome. Thanks for the £2. Oh, Kenny, you missed out there, mate. I just promised it to that fella there. I'll tell you what. Tune in next week. Give me a shout in the chat if you remember, and I'll sort you one out with. Stu, what did she cut it with? A pair of pliers? No, broken bottle. She used a knife and fork. Let's do some news, shall we? Instead of just talking bollocks all now. Melissa Hortman is dead as a result of a politically motivated assassination. Is she, though? Let's have a listen to what this lying, baldy twat says.
We're here today because an unspeakable tragedy has unfolded in Minnesota. My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa Hortman, and her husband, Mark, were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination. Our state lost a great leader, and I lost a dearest of friends. Speaker Hortman was someone who served the people of Minnesota with grace, compassion, humor, and a sense of service.
Bollocks.
He was a formidable public servant,
Bollocks.
a fixture and a giant in Minnesota.
Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. All right, well, we'll look into this. I'm assuming that it isn't a politically motivated assassination and it isn't even remotely related to politics because all they do is lie. This is how bad it's gone. This is how bad it's got. Someone gets slotted and you're instantly sceptical, aren't you? Because you can't believe a single thing these lying bastards say. That Alex Padilla was proper. If you watch the video, he was acting like a complete monk, going mental and flailing his arms around like and squealing like a banshee. So the Rozzers folded him up and he deserved it. And now they're like, oh my God, the authoritarianism. You just lie. You just lie all the time. So I'll talk about this when I know a bit more. But I don't see it. I don't see it being a politically motivated. The only politically motivated assassinations we've seen of late have been against the Orange Oracle. We can rule out tampons, him doing it. So I don't believe that. The bloke worked for Waltz. Probably. We'll find out, won't we? I'll tell you what I'll show you. Good example. I'll find the story that I shared recently, which was just blatant lies. Here we are. Look at this. So we're talking about the scumbag lying politicians. Look at this. Where's the original video this fella shared? There's so much shit on here. I can't find it now. But honestly, it was unbelievable. That rat bastard just... I was astounded. The lie about anything. Like that spastic, flailing arms, squealing like a banshee. This dickhead, Darren Jones. Just lie to the point where 90% of the world knows that it's a lie. And they'll just say it with a straight face. It genuinely astounds me. It just goes to show you, I've told you, the reason they're as bad as they are nowadays, our scumbag, pervert, degenerate, lying, oxygen thief, parasite leech, tick in the balls, verminous dogs that rule it over us, right? The reason they're so insanely bad at lying, at least even 10 years ago, they used to try and lie convincingly. They'd lie, and you'd know they were lying, but it wouldn't be like common knowledge. Now, you'll see like a video of Humza falling off his bike outside Parliament or something, and everyone laughs about it, it goes viral, and 1 million people go, that's funny. And he'll go on the telly the next day and go, I never fell off my bike. What are you talking about? I told you, the people that rule the UK with an iron fist now, they lie so much. It staggers me. Like, if David Lammy burst into flames on national television, and as he was shrieking and burning up, he shouted, it burns. I'd be like, lying bastard. I bet it's freezing there. If he was in like South Shields and he burst into flames, and as he was flailing around, mercifully expiring, he shrieked, it burns, oh God, it burns. I'd tell my wife to pack a scarf and a woolly hat. That's how much these people lie. It's unbelievable. And Jonesy there just went on telly and said, all the boats coming over are like babies. Honestly, I'm not making it up. Like babies. I was like, what? A boat full of babies? Well, who put the petrol in? Who's acting as navigator if it's a boat full of babies? The stuff they say, in fact, shall I try and get the actual footage? Because it's funny. Darren Jones. Let's just see if I can get, because there's so much shit on Twitter, it might have disappeared by now. But it was unbelievable. It's surely still floating around because I've never seen such blatant. Oh, here we are. This is only a 10-second one by Patrick Christie. But there was a good one of him lying for a minute there, and it's just everything he says is a fiction. Farage shared it as well. Look, here we are. Look at this. I'll blow it up a bit. Hang on. I want to make it big. There we are. This is Darren Jones on Question Time.
And when you see that the majority of the people in these boats are children, babies, and women who have been... No, they're not. And when you see that the majority of the people in these boats are children, babies, and women who have been... No, they're not. And when you...
Who was the... isn't that the lanky streak of piss who I helped get sacked in Middlesbrough, by the way? Isn't that Simon Clark? I think it is. But that is unbelievable, isn't it? Just blatant brazen lies. Like, that's what your average boat looks like. That's what I'm saying. That's what your average boat looks like. Look at that. Let's count the women and babies. Let's have a look. What? Hang on. Hairy ass bloke, hairy ass bloke, hairy ass bloke, hairy ass bloke, hairy ass bloke. Can't see a single. Is that a baby? Oh no, he's just bald. No, he doesn't count. So that's your average boat, isn't it? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. See, the thing is with that, Carl and I disagree occasionally because he's a bit more conspiratorial than I am. In order for that to happen, the left-wing Labour activist would have to be secretly working for reform. And I just don't... I don't see it happening. It's like I always said about 9/11. Like, I'm willing to wager that, maybe Bush turned a blind eye in order for it to happen. Like, they might have got some intelligence that they were probably going to get attacked. Maybe I could see them turning a blind eye for it to happen to assist them in some way. I can get behind that. I'm quite conspiratorial. But the problem I have all the time, and I've told this to you a lot before, is when it becomes complicated, then I don't believe it, because the people who rule over us are both malevolent and stupid. So for that to be true, you'd have to have a level of coordination that I don't believe happens. I think they're too thick. I don't think it's a plan within a plan. And secretly, Darren Jones, the woke lefty MP, is sitting behind the scenes with Farage going, oh, well, I'll say this today in order to help you. Because that involves planning and shit that I don't think these thick bastards have even got in them. They're too stupid. But that was a fantastic lie. I love that. And they say it's 80%. It's not even 80%, men. Yusuf shared a statistic, and Rupert Law, I think, didn't he? Saying that, oh no, actually, 79% of them are men. And I was like, it's not even that. Here it is. Here's the full version. Look, it's good because he gets tortured by the audience. So yeah, look, we'll watch this one.
And when you see...
It's unbelievable. It was, the thing that was clapping him. Look, they're all just like, this guy's a twat. Like anyone over the age of 40. See the bird there. All three of the old women are in that row, just shaking their heads in disgust, going, what a lying bastard. The thing, whatever this thing is there in a pink dressing gown, it looks like a cross between Danny DeVito's Penguin and one of them Middlesbrough trans activist things. Starts clapping. Look, when he says his blatant lies, they're all shaking their heads in disgust, but he's like, oh yeah.
It is right that we are a...
Well, pink weirdo Danny trans clapping there at the back. Unbelievable. So absolute bollocks from start to finish. What I'm getting at is all the numbers underneath. If you look at the community notes there, it says 87% of the people arriving on small boats were over 18. 88% were men. Well, it's higher than 87%. Because there's no way. It's not 87%. It's only 87% if you believe the fake statistics that say that 13% of them are children. Where you've got the hairy ass 20-year-old bloke in the British high school because he said, oh yeah, I'm 14. Yeah, they're older than that. There was a 30-year-old bloke in a maths class, the one I've made a video about. He's got male pattern baldness worse than me, and he's sat in the back in the maths class. Yet, trans pink dressing gown Sean Ryder. So it's mental. It's everything these people say is lies. Outright lies. So that's ludicrous to me. It's not 87% men. It's 95% men. And Darren Jones wants sacking. I can't believe the bollocks that they'll come out with. It astounds me. Look at this. How many times are they going to go back and forwards on this shite? We know what happened. Everyone with a hole in their arse knows what happened. We know what happened. It went on for 20 years. Jack Straw. When was Jack Straw? When was Jack Straw the Home Secretary? It does my head in, this shit, because people have got the memory of a pissed goldfish. Jack Straw went on television and said they got away with it because they were purposely attacking young white girls and we didn't want to seem like we were being racist. Jack Straw said all this. He put it on record like 20 years ago. When was Jack Straw the Demon Headmaster? When was he? Let me have a quick Google. Jack Straw. Wanker. 2010. So he hasn't even been in the government for 14 years. He went on record about this shit. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, because the general public are thick, they can get away with anything. If he went on record about it in 2004 or something, why is it a story in 2025? Why? He was the Home Secretary and then the Foreign Secretary. He was like one of the biggest guys in the cabinet. And he came right out and said, yes, we're very, very sorry. We apologise. They got away with it because we didn't want to seem like they were being racist. And obviously they don't see white girls as being valuable and as being equal to them because they're not the same religion. He just came out with all this shit. This shouldn't have been a story for 20 years. But here we are, 2025. Breaking news. The Prime Minister is going to launch an expensive, lengthy inquiry to find out the exact same Shiite that Jack Straw told the news 21 years ago. Brilliant. Oh, yeah, loads of point in this. It's mental. The world's gone mental. We know the answers to shit, and then we have inquiries to find out the stuff we already know. Why doesn't he launch an inquiry into, like, I don't know, nuclear fission or splitting the atom? Or you know why? Because we've already done it. Keir Starmer to launch inquiry into creating a flying machine. We'll call it a Spitfire. We've already got them. Knobhead. What are you wasting money for? It's unbelievable, this shit. This is why I get raged. Oh, by the way, he's on the chat. He's on the screen and I said his name, so I've got to do it, haven't I? Oh, look, it's Keir Starmer.
Ha! Gay!
Right, brilliant that, innit? I told you, when I'm not working 60 hours a week, I'm going to get some good media clips, because that's mint, that. I just found that recently. So when I get the chance, I'm going to get one for everyone on the panel. Sorry, on the front bench, especially Lambtron, because there's a good South part where they're talking about Lambtron. I want Zelda for what's her name, Anna Sowbury. I wonder if I can find one now. Just a short one. It needs to be like 2 seconds. If you type in Zelda now, you just get her off the video game. So that's the thing. I'll do that. I'm just working my ass off constantly. And then what I'm going to try and do today, I've got like 2 hours. I've got like a day and a half off. And then tomorrow afternoon, I've got to drive back to Long Beach again for work. And I'm going to try and film like 2 or 3 videos and then at least schedule them so they can go out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Because if you have a week off on YouTube, they punish you. Then they strangle all your videos and you get like a quarter of the views and no growth for a week. It's clever what the sneaky rat bastards do to try and make you constantly push content. They actively cut your subs. Like if I go 3 days without uploading any content, I'll lose 30 or 40 subscribers. Like, they actively hack and slash at your subs, try and keep you working. So I'll try and at least do 2 or 3 before I leave tomorrow. And then I've got a live stream now, and then I'm going to do one with Nick. And then I'm going to do one with Paula tomorrow. And then I'm going to work 60 hours next week. It's starting to do my head in. To be honest, I think I'm about the end of my rope with my job, because if I have to, I've been doing it long enough where I think I could just lump all my remainder of my salary into the company shares and then walk away and do YouTube. But if I have to quit YouTube or my full-time job, I think I'll pick YouTube to stay with, because I enjoy it and it doesn't involve pissing around for 60 hours actually working. I'll just have to get used to being slightly impoverished. I think I can make it work. I'm from Middlesbrough. I do poverty better than most. If I have to live off beans on toast and rain, I think I'll be quite good at it. It's just taking the plunge. When you've got a really good job and you do quite enjoy it, it's just long hours. It's quite a big deal to just jump out, isn't it? It's kind of like leaving the military. A lot of people want to leave the military a lot earlier than they do, don't they? But it's just taking it's just having the plunge. Yeah, I'll change it to I can keep doing both, and I'll just be the really pissed off, overworked bootneck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not poor. I'm not poor at all. I'm saying I'd be poor if I didn't work full time. Beans on toast. Yeah, I made a post about that last week. Anyone all my employees slag off beans on toast. They all take the piss out of me. Say, you eat beans on toast. Beans on toast, banging. Beans on toast, good granary bread, 3 dashes of Worcester sauce. And if you really want to push the boat out, you can put a bit of grated cheese on top. Is one of the best things you can eat. I think beans on toast, absolutely banging. It's like an 8 out of 10 meal. I do poverty better than most. I'd rather have beans on toast than like a burger or something. Like, I'm not really into a burger and fries. I like beans on toast. If I could pick from a Big Mac and fries or beans on toast, pick beans on toast. Ragnar's got no taste. Singing the Blues had beans on toast earlier because he's very sensible. Goes good on a baked tatty as well. It doesn't give you diabetes. Beans on toast good for you, and it's got fibre. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Scran. I was ranting. I was in the middle of ranting about Kia. Sorry. Kia.
Gay!
Yeah, I can't believe that. I can't believe this is... It staggers me. So I'm saying we're living in Cloud Cuckoo land. All the problems we've already solved, we make breaking news. It's unbelievable. It's been discussed and solved. We've had 10 inquiries. We've had 20 inquiries. We've had, I don't know how many inquiries. We have an inquiry every year. When Jack Straw solved the problem in 2003, and Gordon Brown apologised for it in response to Jack Straw and said, yeah, we sent out a circular saying that these girls were making an informed decision and we shouldn't have done. Sorry about that. Why are we doing inquiries again and again and again and again? And they had an inquiry a few years ago, and it was that whitewash report that came out, do you remember? And it said, oh yeah, most of them were white, which they aren't. So it's all Shiite as usual. So I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know what's happening, and I don't care. Shall we find something else to talk about? Because it just pisses me off. It's just noise. It's just noise. It's bollocks. Just to get you talking about something else. I'll tell you what we can talk about. This will cheer you up. Let's do a nice, happy-go-lucky story instead, shall we? The Yorkshire Post. Drunk Yorkshire man sexually harassed a 15-year-old on a trip. Must be from a colliery. Yeah. Ecky thump by gum, tits out foot lads, love. No, he's not a drunk Yorkshireman, is he? He's the second cousin, once removed, of the Somalian pirate of Captain Phillips. That's not a Yorkshireman. Ecky thump lass. Shows to boobs. That's not what happened, is it? A dirty, thieving, lying, cheating, gropey foreigner diddled a kid. That's what happened there. Yorkshireman. You know what is hilarious? Did you see the piss take video of them talking about that bloke who survived the plane crash in India. And they all said, British man survives plane crash. I was like, it is the only place that works is in Europe, innit? Like, if there's a picture of me like that in a hospital bed, and it said, Japanese man. Like, if I was living in Japan for 20 years, I've been to Japan loads of times. I spent months out there when I was in the military. If while I was out there, I crashed in a plane and I lived, I was like, they wouldn't put the photo out there and say, Japanese man survives plane crash. The only people that do it with is us. And that's brilliant, that. Drunk Yorkshire man. Yeah. Definitely. Yorkshire man. Yeah. You can tell by, look at his hair. He's one of them fellas who the reason Robertsons pulled the gollywog off the marmalade wrapper is because blokes like him were just pulling the wrappers off and using them as bus passes. So he's... You've all heard that one before. It's one of my favourite gags. Yeah, he's either a miner or a Marley, but he's definitely not a Yorkshireman. So that's amazing. Love that. You can't get enough of it, can you? It's just every single day, everything you get off the news is lies. Lies and lies and lies and lies. Unending lies. And inquiries into things that were solved 20 years ago because they didn't like the answer. And Welsh choir boys from Rwanda. And Yorkshiremen as black as a fireback. And, just unending bollocks all the time. And then you see a video of Tampon Tim saying, one of my colleagues has just been assassinated. And you just go, bollocks, bollocks. I don't even believe she's dead. I don't. She's probably wallpapering his spare room as we speak. Everything they do is lie. All they do is lie. Everything they say is lie. Up is down, left is right. Eddie Isard is a woman. Definitely. And not just a woman, because this is how it's gone. In the 90s, we were doing, oh, yeah, of course she's a woman. That was how, you just said woman, but sarcastic. Now you go, oh, Eddie Isard's not just a woman. Eddie Isard's more of a woman than your mum. Eddie Izzard's not just, no, in fact, no, Eddie Izzard's not just a woman. Eddie Izzard's more of a woman than Cindy Crawford, Claudia Schiffer, and that Jippo bird who had 27 kids. Yeah, he's more of a woman than any of them. Because if you're a trans, you understand what it's like to be the essence of the feminine. Blah, 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 like word soup, bollocks. Endless bollocks that they say to try and convince the world that up is down and left is right. I could do it myself. I've listened to so many of them. I can talk bollocks like a legend. I can talk bollocks like a trooper. But that's what they'll do. They'll do things like, actually, real women, that is biological women, they internalize the feminine. But a trans woman has really studied the essence of what it means to gestate the feminine using Gaia and spirituality. And as a result, they understand the feminine far more than real biological woman with 27 children or the hottest woman in the planet or Victoria's Secret models or Claudia Schiffer. No. The big hairy-arsed welder with a 10-incher. He really understands what it likes to be. It's all gibberish. It's total bollocks. It's like when I told you, they say about immigrants, oh, they're more British than you are. How? I'm Anglo-American, and I like America, and I know all about American history and culture, and I've read hundreds of books written by Americans, and I know all about the Federalist Papers and Madison and Washington and Abe Lincoln, and I like monster trucks and shooting and hunting and, I don't know, going to Disneyland. And I'm not as American as a proper American who was born here, because you're a product of your environment. So even me, who's like culturally American, and my missus is a Yank, and all my in-laws are Yanks, and I celebrate the 4th of July and Christmas, I'm not as American as a bloke who's born and raised in Alabama, because you're a product of your environment. I'm still very British. But they'll tell you, oh yeah, hang on. This bloke who's been in America 6 years and he came from Abba Dabba Ding Dong land and he can barely speak English and he gets his rug out and prays to the east 5 times a day. Not only is he American, he's more American than you, Alabama man. And Alabama man's like, whoa. Alabama man in the bowling alley with his sleeveless lumberjack shirt and his Trump hat on. From 10 generations of Alabama men, they'll say, oh, no, he's more American than you, Alabama man. Why? Because he came here in the back end of a tomato wagon 15 years ago. It's absolutely preposterous, isn't it? So I reckon this is how bollocks it is. If you were born and raised in America for 10 generations, you're up here. If you've been in America for a long time and you're Anglo and your first language is English and you're Australian, Canadian or British or Irish, then you're about down here. You're nowhere near a proper American, but you're about there. If you're a Somalian who bummed your brother and you got to be an American about 11 years ago, you're like down here. You're less American than me. And I'm not really American. But these lunatics do it all the time. I tell you, it's up is down. Blokes like me, I'm so British that we don't even know where we're from. Like you're so, when you've been there for generations, you don't even know because you don't care. It's boring, isn't it? We're not like the Americans where they all ask where you're from. I don't even know where my granddads were from. Never came up, you know what I mean? Like, I think my nana was born in Whitby. Or if she wasn't, a man was born in Whitby. Maybe she was born in Borough and a man was born in Whitby. And I think on the other side of the family, my nana told me that her dad was from Scotland. But, I mean, you don't even know because you don't care. You just think we're all from round here somewhere. But a bloke like this turns up and he squirts a illegitimate kid out to some fat chav. And they go, that kid's British. And not only that, that kid's more British than you are. It's just total bollocks. Total bollocks. Well, on that note, Scandinavian, right? Not a Viking's a job description and not a people. On that note, when I got my DNA done, I was more Scandinavian than Irish, which is interesting. I was like 10% Scandinavian, which shows, it proves my point about the fact, thanks to the £2 as well, Joe, it proves my point about the fact that England, the UK especially, the British Isles, was so homogenous, it didn't change in like 1,000 years. Like, the reason I have 10% Scandinavian in me, even though we can go back 10 generations and we don't know anyone who's Scandinavian, is because they came to the northeast first, didn't they? So the northeast and the north of the country is very Scandinavian to this day because nobody went anywhere. That goes all the way back to Lindisfarne. And yet now you get like people telling you that, I don't know, David Lammy's as British as I am. When at best, these people are like, what? At best, someone like Ash Sarkar, she's obviously born in the UK, but her parents weren't. And at best, even someone like Ian Wright, right? He's in his 50s or his 60s now, born in England. One of a very small minority of black British people who were born in England who's over the age of about 50. And even him, his parents won't have been born in England, will they? And definitely not his grandparents. This is what I'm saying. So it's lies. When these people say, oh, as British as you are, they aren't. Because you only have to go back 2 or 3 generations. It's not long. If you look like that, probably born abroad, 80% of them born abroad, 20% of them born in the UK, but the parents were born abroad, and 98% of them grandparents, 98% of them were at this covers almost all of them. If it wasn't the parents or the grandparents, then definitely the great grandparents. But other than that, there's nobody. Like everyone else, if they're from 3rd generation and they look like that, they're not from the UK. We do have native people in the British Isles, and they don't look like Ecky Thump, Tits Out for the Lads, broken bottle around the back of the head, bumming you in an alley, while shrieks of terror echo around the police station, and they don't do anything about it because they're busy watching Twitter or complaining about me on YouTube. Let's have a look at some of this that I've missed. Ignore the Rogerings, think of the glorious GDP. Well, again, all politicians care about is coin because they're scum. Scum. All they care about is coin. Blood, death, misery. They don't care. Coin is everything to them. Joe received his Alan snack bar shirt. I love it. Thanks. You are very welcome, Joe. I hope you liked it. Joe gave me £2 but didn't say anything. I appreciate that. Hey, but that guy is off the back of the jam jar. Exactly. That's why they got rid of them. Had to get rid of them. It wasn't political correctness. It was because Birmingham, 50% of the people of Birmingham were using them as a bus pass, and it was costing the local transportation authority a fortune. Right, I'm going to have to go. I need to rest my vocal cords for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to be on with Nick. So I don't think he's doing it live. He normally tapes them. So you'll have to wait to see that. Right, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the super chats. I will try and make some videos in the next 24 hours in between painting the shed, doing the grass, sorting my shit out and packing my bag because I'm going back to Long Beach tomorrow. I'm a busy Bootneck, but as always, I appreciate your continued support. As a result of it, I reckon within this year, I might be able to bin my 60-hour-a-week job and actually just start doing this and be relatively poverty-stricken for a while. All right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I appreciate it massively. I'll see you all for a live stream next Saturday. I'll be in town. Yeah, I'll be doing this on Saturday. So if you don't see any of the pre-recorded content between now and then, keep your chins up. Keep laughing at the bastards. And I'll see you all in a week. All right? Toodle pip. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.